say the very least, we are flabbergasted that you guys brought us to 85,000 subscribers so soon. We cannot thank you enough, but we sure as hell can try. Of course, there is always the Nintendo Switch giveaway you can enter by clicking the link below to Gleam, but now that we've reached 85k, we'll also give away this first 4 figures Link statue along with a copy of Breath of the Wild to one lucky winner. Details are to be announced soon. Super Mario Odyssey will take us on a journey of epic proportions. With locations based on ones in the real world, it's going to make for an incredibly unique game. Last time, we went over almost every little detail of New Donk City and how it could mean a return for the infamous ape Donkey Kong. And now, we're going to take a look inside Super Mario Odyssey at the world based on... what? What just happened? Anyway, we're going to take a look at... what the heck? Did any of you guys see that movie about the Great Wall of...
Mexico?
Yep, I knew it. Dang it, Conrad! Our first glimpse at Super Mario Odyssey was in the Nintendo Switch reveal trailer back in October, and the only level Karen here was playing was the one set in Mexico. And let's hope to the gods it doesn't wind up anything like this. Okay, let's just get back to talking about
Mexico.
God! We're pretty sure this place isn't going to be called Mexico, but we're gonna call it that for now. Think of it as a working title, like The Revolution. The first thing we noticed that indicated its Mexican influence are the NPCs, resembling those of sombrero-wearing skeletons, most commonly found during Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead in English. Then there's the part where Mario is diving into a bullet bill like a dummy, in which we thought was a completely different world, but we were mistaken. Upon further glance at the world in the Switch presentation trailer, we get a good look at it from many different angles. What's strange at first is that even though it takes place in a desert, the town at the beginning is covered in ice. How does this even happen? Well, allow me to break the ice. This could very well be the sign of a villain with ice powers that we have to battle at the end, at least during one of the star missions if they make a return. After beating him or her, we'll be able to return to this area with no signs of ice whatsoever. Kind of like in Super Mario Sunshine's Bianco Hills, where it was covered in ink that looked oddly delicious until you completed the first segment. As we briefly stated before, we anticipate Mario Odyssey to go back to the formula we know and love, where you select a star mission and then complete its objective. Mexico is also the first stage confirmed to have a day and night cycle, but that may be determined by what star mission you select. And just like any desert, it gets cold. Like, really, really cold. At least Mario can put on that quilted shirt in his inventory. Oh, sorry, wrong game. It comes out in a week. We're pretty excited. We also see at the top of this roof Mario jumps on, the purple coins is seen in the other levels of the trailer. Only this time, they're shaped like triangles. It was upon discovering this that we realized each purple coin is shaped differently depending on the level you're in. It's a bit tricky to tell the difference between New Donk City and the Forest's coins, but in the food level, we can notice that it is undoubtedly shaped like a fruit. Appropriate. They could be collectibles used to get a star once you collect them all. Or they're most likely the currency used at the crazy cap shops like this one here. It makes too much sense. The shops are purple, the coins are purple, Waluigi is purple. Speaking of that, if he's not in this game, it'll automatically receive a 0 out of 10 from all gaming outlets, including Commonwealth Realm. Don't test me, boy. Due to their unique shapes, it's possible they can only be used for the area connected to their shape. So how come the ones here in Mexico are shaped like upside down triangles? That can be answered by this floating pyramid beyond the town's borders. This is where the real level lies, where all the platforming and enemies come together to form another big stage in Super Mario Odyssey. But here to talk more about that is my buddy Rich Alvarez. Take it away, Rich.
Hello everyone, my name is Rich Alvarez. I'm a Mario fan and my last name is Alvarez, so I'm more than qualified to talk about this world. Anyway, at first glance, this pyramid and architecture in general may look akin to ancient Egyptian culture, but thanks to you guys in the comment section in the first episode of this series, we now know that it actually represents that of Mayan and Aztec culture. It makes perfect sense seeing that they're in the same region and not across the pond. And don't be so hard on Mr. Ferris. He fell asleep during world history that semester. This segment of the world is where the real platforming happens, from the ground all the way high up in the sky. Even though there are stone columns probably leading you to your main objectives, there's this whole other space outside the main platforming zone, full of nothing but sand, making it feel like an open world area. It reminds me a lot of Shifting Sandland from Super Mario 64, and I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. I'm gonna do that part over again. I don't like sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. I just used the first take. Here we see Mario riding a lion in the sandy zones at night, fighting enemies that look a lot like the Stakoblins from Zelda anytime the night strikes. I shouldn't really say fighting, more like mowing them down. I also shouldn't say lion because apparently this is supposed to represent an ancient depiction of a Mexican jaguar. Ah, dang it, Joey, pay attention. This Jaguar is one of the many vehicles we suspect to see in Super Mario Odyssey, and I hope one of them is at least Yoshi. On the horizon, we see an oasis full of some purple liquid. Purple water in classic Mario fashion means do not touch. Seriously, why is this game obsessed with the color purple? I can't fault them though, it's a good play. All of these little details in the distance remind us just how vast the worlds in Super Mario Odyssey will be. Is Mexico the biggest level of the bunch? Probably not. But thanks to its wide open spaces, it certainly gives us that impression. But back to this aerial shot. We see another oasis in the distance crowded with trees. Could there be a secret over there? Or is it the destination for another star mission? We're betting on the latter. Now that we're done analyzing the background, let's pay attention to what's right in front of us. Mario is trying to get away from this notorious laser, and the only way to do that is to do a sick backflip to safety. But the laser breaks those stone cubes as a result. Matter of fact, these fragile cubes are also platforms for Mario to jump on. If he breaks them while on top, it could mean sudden death. You can add a reverb to sudden death. On to the safety of the ground. The main enemies this time around seem to be the Bullet Bills. Ugh. With no sign of any Koopas or Goombas so far. There's also treasure chests next to the Jaguar Sphinx, which could be filled with some coins or neat power-ups to use for the rest of the level. But wait, what's this? Gold rings? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's review. Realistic looking humans, check. Pyramid level, check. Rolling around at the speed of sound, check. Gold rings, check. This confirms it. There can't be any other explanation. Super Mario Odyssey is Sonic Adventure 3. Okay guys, my time in this episode has run out, but that's not going to stop me from doing this outro. On the next episode of Inside Super Mario Odyssey, do you want us to talk about the controls or the forest level? Post your answer in the comment section below. I'd also like to thank Commonwealth Realm for having me on this episode. So if you want even more gaming and Nintendo related content, including video game fights, our new competition show, head on over to my channel, youtube.com/Rich Alvarez.
Thank you all so much for watching the third episode of Inside Super Mario Odyssey. If you'd like to be notified when the next episode comes out, then be sure to subscribe to Commonwealth Realm and hit that notification bell. Also subscribe for more videos on Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, the Switch, and more Nintendo franchises and hardware. Until next time, this has been the Commonwealth Realm, and we will see you guys and gals soon.